We're following continuing coverage of breaking news from Clintonville, where city leaders are still trying to pin down the source of loud noises and shaking that is rattling the community. The calls started coming in late Sunday night, and police say they have gotten more calls again overnight. The shaking has intensified and is now affecting a bigger area of town. So far, they've eliminated gas leaks and water pressure problems. There's nothing at an area landfill that would explain the underground rumbling. Officials say they're focusing on geology, but they don't believe the shaking was caused by an earthquake. One possible explanation from geologists: activity at a nearby farm.
Some kind of natural phenomenon that's happening, not too deep in the earth, that's causing the shaking.
The U.S. military says it is not doing anything in the area that would have caused the sounds. Good Day, Wisconsin's Angela Kelly is live in Clintonville with the latest. Good morning, Ange.
Good morning, Rachel. We're joining you live from McKinley Avenue. This is one of the streets where residents have felt this shaking, have heard the booms. This morning we are live with Lisa Kuss. She is Clintonville's city administrator. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about what happened overnight and leading up to now. What did people experience?
Starting at around 8 p.m., then again at 10, 12, 1, and 2, we received numerous calls that things were very similar to the night before, booming, vibrating, and rattling noises within the neighborhood and in their houses.
Originally, you guys stated that it seemed to be focused in the northeast quadrant of the city, but it seems to be broadening to other areas.
Slightly outside of that area, a little bit further west and a little bit further south, it seems the calls have been coming as we specifically logged all addresses that called.
I know yesterday there was really no luck in finding any answers. What exactly will be done today to try to find some answers?
Two of the areas that we're going to focus on today are the water utility and then geological things underground. Really, it's strange to me that it's concentrated in the city, which would lead me to look more into the water utility. And again, what was difficult yesterday, while we were all here trying to do things, it really wasn't very prevalent yesterday during the day. And so obviously if it's not happening, it makes it more difficult to figure out what's happening. So with it happening again last night, coming back, the demand for water, we're at least going to look into that and make sure that we've exhausted all avenues. We have an expert coming that'll help us look at our pumping system today here at 7 o'clock. And then we're also going to be back on the phone with our engineers looking at some geological things.
Yeah, tell us about this, that you teamed up with an engineering firm to try and figure out some of this?
We have an engineering firm that we've used in other areas for things like our landfill, and they do have geologists on staff. We also received a call yesterday on my voicemail that I didn't get until late evening on people who would be able to get us some seismic readings where people can better indicate more locally as opposed to, say, in Shackton, where the closest one is, that we could monitor better what's actually happening in our area.
Obviously, there are a lot of residents who are concerned. I just spoke with a young man not too long ago. He and his fiance actually left the area last night to sleep at her parents' house, not only to get a good night's sleep, but just to feel a little bit safer. Are there any plans to maybe hold a meeting, a public meeting for residents to answer any questions they might have?
I think after today we'll make that decision. We certainly need to focus most importantly today on really trying to figure out what's going on, and then if things continue again to subside during the day today, we'll really start trying to communicate with everyone in the area, maybe figure something out about a meeting, and we'll let people know through the news media.
Do you encourage people to still call police if they're hearing these noises?
We'd still encourage people to call the non-emergency number at the police department, which hopefully your station can let people know throughout the day. Let us know where you're located and what you're experiencing.
Lisa Kuss, Clintonville's city administrator, thank you so much for joining us. Again, we'll join you back here in about half an hour. I will say, haven't heard any sounds since I last heard something at around 5:50 this morning. Sounded like booms just real far off in the distance. Nothing too loud, but I heard it. Haven't heard anything since then. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Angela. Angela Kelly live in Clintonville this morning, and we have more coverage of the mystery in Clintonville on our website, fox11online.com. Just look for the story on the front page.